Earlier today, I was at the dentist, and while I was waiting in the chair for the dentist, it was just a cleaning, nothing major. But hey, I'm terrified of dentists. For me, it's like, ugh. While I was waiting for the hygienist, I think this is how they're called, they had a TV there, and the show that they had on was Friends. Do you remember the show of the six friends actually, back in the 90s, who were in New York with Ross and Phoebe and Monica, and who else was there? Joey? What were the other names? Anyhow, so I was thinking about it, and I thought, oh my gosh, this was 20 years ago. I thought back what I was doing 20 years ago, and you see, I'm turning 50 this year, so 20 years ago I was in my 30s. This is when I was working for IBM, trying to make a career, right? Climb up the corporate ladder and became a director at IBM. And so I thought, what would I tell myself if I could go back in time 20 years ago? I wrote down 5 things that I would tell myself if I had a chance to talk to myself 20 years ago. And I want to share this with you. So let me share my screen because I wrote them down because I thought it would be cool to share this with you. Number 1, learn something new every day. This is what I would tell myself because you can never learn less. You see, 20 years ago, I still had TV. And here's what happened. I was working all day, and as soon as I got home at night after dinner, I plopped myself in front of the TV to just watch some shows like Friends, which, by the way, is an awesome show, but I was doing this mindless TV. And you see, if I could go back in time, these days I don't have cable TV at all anymore. Because what I like to do is I like to, sure, watch movies, but this is why we have Netflix and Amazon these days. But I really like to read, watch videos, and learn something new every day. So this is one of the things that I would tell my 20-year younger self. Say, you know what? Stop wasting your time in front of the TV and start learning something. Start getting sharper and learning how to make money. And I think I would have told myself, start trading earlier. Anyhow, so let's move on to the second thing. And look at this. Here's what I did. I thought it would be cool to do it this way. The second thing that I would tell my younger self is things can and do change very quickly. Be ready. When I was working for IBM, I thought I had job security, right? Because IBM, big company, what can possibly go wrong? But then in 2002, IBM announced a merger with PricewaterhouseCoopers, and more than 4,000 jobs would be gone. And I realized, even though I was a good employee, right? You know what I mean? That I was absolutely dispensable. So that's one of the things where I realized things can and do change very quickly. That's what I would tell my younger self, because especially when you're in your 30s, this is when you think, oh, what can possibly go wrong? Well, I bet that if you have been living for more than 30 or 40 years on this planet, you know that this can happen. All right, anyhow, let's talk about thing number 3, because I want to do a little bit more rapid fire here. Take action beyond your comfort zone. You know, I'm German. I grew up in Germany, and growing up in Germany, I had a very conservative mindset. I mean, probably that's who we are in Germany, right? Very, very conservative. I mean, we are not a nation of risk takers. Let me tell you this. In Germany, the way how I was born and raised by my parents is get a good education, get a good job, work hard, right? Work hard and long hours, save money, and then be modest so that you can retire at the age of 65. Oh dear Lord, and I bought into this. It took me a while. As you know, in 2002, I finally said, enough of this. Left my job at IBM to move to Austin, Texas to become a professional trader. That was my goal. That's what I did. And as you know, it wasn't easy in the beginning. Now, before I tell you the last 3, if you're interested in learning how I personally trade, my trading routine, then go to the website mytradingroutine.com, where I have a video for you. It's 35 minutes long that shows you exactly how I personally find the best stocks and options to trade, how I determine when to enter, and how I limit my risk and when I take profits. Again, if you're interested in this, go to mytradingroutine.com. There's nothing to opt in for. The video will play right away. Let's talk about the fourth thing that I would tell myself if I had a chance to meet me 20 years ago. Don't be afraid to start something new. Don't be afraid to start something new. And you see, this is one of the things that was difficult for me. Because in Germany, we have the mentality that you start your job at one company and you stay there until you retire. My dad started at Krupp Stahl, a steel manufacturer in Germany, after college, and he stayed with this company until he retired. So I would tell my younger self, you know what? Screw all this. Learn something new and don't be afraid to start something new. It is never, ever too late to start over. If right now you feel that you're stuck, change it. You can. Trust me on this one. Thing number 5, if you're not rich, you're making somebody else rich. It really took me a while before I had this sink in. If you are an employee working for somebody else, you're probably making somebody else rich. And this is why in 2002, after I realized I was working 60, 70, 80 hours a week for somebody else, namely IBM, and at this time it was Lou Gerstner, this is when I decided enough is enough and I wanted to be my own boss. And yes, this means that you have to leave your comfort zone. So let's go back to this, because this nicely wraps up the 5 things the 5 life lessons I wish I knew 20 years ago. Number 1, learn something new every day. Number 2, things can and do change quickly. Number 3, take action beyond your comfort zone. You know what they say? Here is your comfort zone, and here is where the magic happens. You have to leave your comfort zone to make the magic happen. Don't be afraid to start something new. And one of the things that I can assure you, it is never too late to start something new. And if you're not rich, you're making somebody else rich. What would you tell your younger self if you had an opportunity to travel back in time 20 or 30 years? What are the life lessons that you have learned that you would tell your younger self? Leave a comment right now. Let me know, because I'm always curious. These are my top 5. I probably have much more that I would tell my younger self, but these are the 5 that right now that came to mind while I was sitting earlier at a dentist office. So hope this helps. Again, leave a comment. Let me know, what life lesson would you tell your younger self if you had an opportunity to go back in time. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure that you like it, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell so that you get a notification whenever I post a new video. And I will talk to you very soon. Take care.
Click on like and leave a comment and let me know what you think. And make sure to subscribe to this channel to get new videos automatically.